Have you ever felt that satisfying pull in your back during your morning stretch? You know that moment, you've just woken up, arms reaching high towards the ceiling, back arching as you try to shake off the sleep. It feels amazing, right? What if I told you that this simple morning ritual, something millions of us do every day without thinking, might actually be causing more harm than good? I discovered something shocking when I spoke with leading spine specialists, and what they revealed about our innocent morning stretches left me questioning everything I thought I knew about waking up our bodies. Picture this: Sarah, a yoga enthusiast and office worker, started every morning the same way for years. She'd wake up, immediately arch her back in a deep stretch, feeling that familiar crack and pop of her spine, believing she was doing something good for her body. It just felt right, she told me, like my body was asking for it. Like Sarah, most of us instinctively stretch first thing in the morning, often before our bodies are truly ready for movement. But here's where things get interesting. After months of persistent back pain that seemed to worsen despite her healthy morning routine, Sarah consulted with Dr. James Chen, a leading spinal biomechanics researcher at Stanford University. What he revealed about morning stretching patterns would change her approach forever. The spine is most vulnerable in the first 30 minutes after waking, Dr. Chen explained. During sleep, our spinal discs absorb fluid and expand, making them more susceptible to pressure and torque forces. Think of your spine like a sponge that's been soaking in water all night. It's more delicate and easily damaged in this state. The problem isn't just about the timing, it's about the type of stretches we instinctively do. That satisfying arching stretch, technically called spinal hyperextension, puts immense pressure on our vertebrae when they're in their most vulnerable state. It's like trying to bend a frozen rubber band. Something's got to give. The real breakthrough came when researchers at the University of California conducted a groundbreaking study tracking morning movement patterns and spinal health over 5 years. Their findings were startling. Participants who performed immediate morning stretches were 60% more likely to develop chronic back issues compared to those who waited and warmed up properly. But here's the shocking part that really caught my attention: the damage isn't immediate or obvious. It's more like a slow leak in a tire, gradually wearing down your spinal health day after day. When you sleep, your spinal discs absorb extra fluid, making them swell up to 20% more than their daytime size. Think of them like water balloons, fuller and more prone to damage. This swelling takes about 30-60 minutes to normalize after waking. Your muscles are like cold rubber bands in the morning. Stretching them without proper warming up can create micro tears that accumulate over time. These tears might feel like nothing at first, but they're silently contributing to long-term damage. Your nervous system is still transitioning from sleep mode, meaning it's not giving you accurate feedback about how far you should stretch. That good pain you feel might actually be your body's warning signal getting lost in translation. Let me share another story that really drives this home. Michael, a former athlete and current business executive, came to Dr. Chen's clinic with chronic lower back pain. Despite being physically fit and following what he thought was a healthy morning routine, his MRI showed significant disc degeneration. The culprit: years of aggressive morning stretches that he thought were helping his body. The most deceptive part, Michael explained, was that it always felt good in the moment. I had no idea I was actually damaging my spine every morning. His case helped researchers identify a crucial pattern: the temporary relief from morning stretches often masks the gradual accumulation of spinal stress. The science behind this is fascinating. Researchers discovered that the immediate relief we feel from morning stretches comes from a temporary release of endorphins and a brief reduction in muscle tension. However, this relief is actually hiding the fact that we're putting our spinal discs under significant stress when they're most vulnerable. So, what's the right way to wake up your spine? Dr. Chen and his team developed a science-backed morning movement protocol that's already helping thousands of people, including Sarah and Michael, start their day without risking their spinal health. Think of your body like a car in winter. You wouldn't push it to full speed immediately, right? Your spine needs the same gentle warm-up approach. Here's what the research suggests works best. First, start with gentle movement while still lying in bed. Sarah now begins her mornings by doing what Dr. Chen calls the cat stretch. But not the yoga version you might be thinking of. Instead, while lying on your side, simply bring your knees slightly toward your chest, creating a natural curve in your spine. This position allows your spinal discs to gradually return to their normal state. The key is to think gentle activation rather than stretching, explains Dr. Chen. We're waking up the bodice systems, not forcing them into action. This approach has shown remarkable results, with study participants reporting an 80% reduction in morning back pain within just 2 weeks. Once you've been awake for about 15-20 minutes, start with small, gentle movements like light walking around your room, subtle shoulder rolls, and gentle knee lifts. Think of it like slowly turning up the dimmer switch on a light, rather than flipping it straight to full brightness. Remember how Sra's story started? With those satisfying but damaging morning stretches. Well, after implementing these research-backed changes, she experienced something remarkable. It's not just that my back pain disappeared, she shared. My whole body feels more energized throughout the day. I never knew that being gentle with my spine could make such a dramatic difference. The most exciting part. This isn't just about avoiding damage, it's about discovering a better way to start your day. By working with your body's natural rhythms rather than against them, you're setting yourself up for better spinal health and more energy throughout your day. As Dr. Chen puts it, the morning is a golden opportunity to either support or stress your spine. The choice is yours, but now you have the knowledge to make the right one. Remember, your spine is telling you a story every morning. It's time to listen.